Yesterday, 67 Senate Democrats and Republicans came together to advance a roughly $1 trillion proposal to improve America's aging infrastructure. While many from both sides celebrated clearing the first procedural hurdle, new challenges emerge. Today, West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin told reporters there's no guarantee he will agree to passing the party's $3.5 trillion human infrastructure spending proposal. The Democrats want to pass using a Senate procedure that would only require 50 votes. This comes on the heels of Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema announcing that she does not support that plan in its current form. This almost immediately infuriated many House progressives who signaled that they would not vote for the bipartisan infrastructure bill without a separate human infrastructure bill that meets the moment. New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tweeted this warning to Senator Sinema. Good luck tanking your own party's investment on childcare, climate action, and infrastructure while presuming you'll survive a 3-vote House margin, especially after choosing to exclude members of color from negotiations and calling that a bipartisan accomplishment. Joining me now, Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, a member of the Congressional Progressive Caucus. Her memoir, This Is What America Looks Like, is now available in paperback. Congresswoman, your take on this bipartisan deal?
Yeah, I mean, it's really important for us to remember that we've laid out as members of the Progressive Caucus. As you know, I serve as the whip. We've whipped on this. There is no path forward for a bipartisan bill that doesn't move simultaneously with the reconciliation bill. And I know that, you know, our colleagues on the other side on the Senate fully understand that. And this is why I think that they've been lobbying, you know, these two senators to essentially, as AOC was saying, to sink these bills that are a priority for Democrats.
Let me ask it a slightly different way, which is, are you willing to pass it if the human infrastructure proposal is whittled down?
I am willing to pass it, you know, if there is bills that are passing simultaneously. We believe this is a one-time opportunity, a generational opportunity that we have to truly create transformational policy and pass it through the reconciliation process. I don't think it is possible for us to pass this bipartisan infrastructure bill without having the guarantee that a reconciliation bill that fully funds our priorities is going to pass as well.
Let me ask you about those priorities. I mean, are there deal breakers for you? Are there pieces of this legislation that if you start tinkering with or you take out from the human infrastructure piece that then you walk?
Yeah, I mean, we've been very clear. We've said, you know, we've got the 5 priorities: investing in the care economy, addressing the climate crisis, obviously addressing things like immigration and expanding, you know, healthcare so that more people are covered. You know, we are willing to negotiate the amount of investment that goes into these priorities, but we're not willing to negotiate having these priorities not be included in the legislation that passes.
Congresswoman, when we zoom out, whether you're talking about infrastructure, voting rights, the role of Sinema and Manchin is pretty clear. Where is that progressives' plan to hold the line?
We've been very clear. We've got 5 priorities. If those priorities aren't met, there is not going to be a piece of legislation that passes. And we obviously, you know, don't want to say we're not going to support, we're not negotiating. We've been very clear. 4 months ago, we put out our priorities. We said, this is what we're willing to do. These are our red lines. This is what we want to bring with us as we negotiate. It's clearly understood. You know, Senator Bernie Sanders, who chairs the Budget Committee on the Senate side, has also been very clear about that. And I think it's really important for us to realize that on our side, we are trying to do the most good on behalf of the American people that gave us the majority, that believed in us delivering something tangible for them. And we definitely can't allow Republicans who have been focused on obstruction to be able to lobby Democrats to actually get in their own way.